Imagine living thousands of years ago. There are no doctors, no clinics, no anesthesia needles, not even the idea that someone could easily fix your teeth. And suddenly, on a cold night, as you try to sleep after a long day, you feel a small sting inside your molar. At first you ignore it, just a simple pain, but after a few hours, the pain begins to pulse inside your jaw. Then it climbs into your entire head. Every heartbeat, you feel it inside the tooth itself. You try to sleep, but you can't. You try to eat, but chewing turns into torture. And worst of all, you don't even know what is happening inside your mouth. Ancient humans did not understand tooth decay the way we understand it today. They did not know bacteria. They did not know germs. And they did not know that food remains and sugar slowly destroy teeth. And because of that, humans began explaining tooth pain in very strange ways. Some people believed that a small worm lived inside the tooth, a worm that entered through a tiny hole, then began eating the tooth from the inside. And when the pain became worse, they thought this worm had gone deeper into the jaw. The strange thing is that this idea remained widespread for very long periods of time, because when people saw black holes inside teeth, it was easy for them to imagine that something alive was living there. But the real problem was that tooth pain was not like any other pain. Because a human can escape many kinds of pain, except the pain that lives inside his head. And because of that, humans began trying anything to stop it. Anything, even terrifying things. In some places, a person would sit holding his jaw for hours. Then someone would come carrying a sharp tool made of stone or bone and begin drilling into the tooth itself. Yes, dental drilling existed thousands of years ago. Humans discovered that some teeth contained a rotten and painful part, so they tried to remove that part by hand. Imagine the scene. A man fully awake, others holding him down so he would not move, and another person putting a sharp tool inside his mouth, then beginning to drill into the tooth slowly. No anesthesia, nothing to reduce the pain, only the sound of friction, and a pain that shakes the entire head. But despite this, some people preferred drilling over pulling the tooth, because tooth extraction was even more terrifying. When the infection reached a dangerous stage, or the face began to swell, the final decision would begin. The tooth had to come out, by any method. And here begins one of the most terrifying moments in the life of ancient humans. Some used metal tools that looked like hooks, and some tied the tooth with a strong thread, then pulled it violently. Sometimes, the tooth actually came out, but other times, half of it broke, and the other part remained inside the jaw. And here the real torment began. Bleeding, swelling, infection, and sometimes a severe fever that lasted for days. In some cases, a person did not die from the tooth pain itself, but from the infection that came after it. Today, if your molar becomes infected, a doctor may give you an antibiotic and the problem ends. But in ancient times, if the infection reached the gums or the blood, the entire face could swell, and the infections could spread inside the body. All of this because of one tooth only, and even stranger, people did not stop trying to find solutions. Some made mixtures from herbs and honey, because they noticed that some plants reduced pain a little, and honey was used a lot, because people noticed that it helped wounds improve. Some humans also placed oils or crushed plants directly on the teeth, hoping the pain would calm down. And sometimes they burned certain herbs, then directed the smoke toward the mouth, because they believed the smoke might drive out the thing living inside the tooth. But despite all these attempts, tooth pain remained a real nightmare. Even cleaning teeth was not easy. Today, you have a toothbrush, toothpaste, and clean water. But ancient humans used tree twigs to clean their teeth. Some sticks were chewed at the end until they became like tiny bristles. Then they would rub their teeth with them every day. And over time, humans noticed that some trees helped clean the mouth more than others, and that some sticks reduced bad breath. But despite that, teeth wore down quickly, especially after humans began eating harder foods or foods full of sugar in some later civilizations. And many people lost most of their teeth at an early age. Imagine living while barely being able to chew or speaking with your mouth full of gaps. But the surprise is that some humans even tried to make primitive fillings. Scientists found very ancient teeth with materials inside them that looked like fillings, and some people used wax-like materials or tied teeth together with primitive metal wires. All of this just so a human could eat without pain, because teeth were not a luxury. If a person lost all his teeth, eating itself could become a serious problem, especially in times when food was usually hard and rough. And because of that, tooth pain was one of the things humans feared the most, not only because it was painful, but because it could last for days or weeks without any real way to stop it. And today, we get annoyed by the sound of the dentist's drill or by an appointment to remove a molar. But ancient humans lived knowing that a small pain inside their mouth could turn at any moment.